This is the assembly video for a Floodlight inside the waistband holster. Assembly is in three main operations: adding the shock cord, assembling the mod wing, and then applying the soft loops. Step one is always applying the shock cord. We'll take a single length of the gray shock cord and tie an overhand knot at one end, leaving about 1/4 inch of tail. Then we take a stainless steel number 10 washer, slide it onto there. We always start from the side that has the brand engraving, PHLster. This is the back side of the holster. Line the two halves up, start at the top hole on the PHLster side, thread through, back, through and back. And then we will take all the available slack and pull it forward to the untied end. Then apply the second washer. Missing that second washer is the single most common failure in this step of the assembly. So I always put out 2 washers at a time so I can see them and I'm not just pulling one at a time from a bin. I pull a pair, I put the first one on, and I know I've got one left. But I pull all the slack through, and then I carefully tie a second overhand knot. And as I'm closing that knot, I am supporting the end and not pulling on the loose end, because it's very easy to make the nylon casing shear off and ravel at the end. So I'm actually cinching down the knot by pushing on it until the very end, when I give it one last tug, and then I spread the slack back through and verify I've got both washers, and that is step one. Step two is the mod wing assembly. We'll use a light bearing mod wing, 2 eyelets, because mod wings always get eyelets, 2 3/4 inch screws, 2 3/8 inch rubber spacers, and 2 1/2 inch screw posts. Once again, we will start from the back, the side that says PHLster, and we'll take the 2 screw posts, put them through the holes, hold them in place, and then press the rubber washers onto them. Set that down. We take our mod wing, we put eyelets in the holes on the same side as the serrated insert, because mod wings always get eyelets. Then we drop screws through those eyelets, and then from the front side of the holster, we line that up, put those screws over those holes, and then tighten. I'm only tightening until the screw post on the back is pulled tight enough to touch the surface of the holster. I'm trying to keep these roughly parallel. The tightness of these 2 screws, their final adjustment, will be done at the end of assembly in the test fitting stage. So that's step 2 complete. This is the final assembly step of the Floodlight, putting on the soft loops. You'll need 2 soft loops, 2 1/4 inch screw posts, 2 1/8 inch rubber washers, 2 snap studs, and 2 3/8 by number 5, so small compact head screws. These go on the same side as the wing, the side that says Floodlight. That's the front of the holster. We will put the screw post through the top of the pair of slots, press the rubber washer over to capture it, put the second screw post through, press the rubber washer over to capture it. Then I like to take the studs and put the screws through them before I pick them up so that I can get them together as a pair. Then I take the top hole on my soft loop, lay it over a screw post, pick up the stud and screw pair, set that in place, and then tighten lightly. Same thing, top hole on the soft loop goes over the screw post. I pick up my stud and screw pair, put them through that hole, and then tighten just until I start to feel firm resistance. I do not want the impact driver to actually start to impact and ratchet. I just want to ease off the trigger as I start to compress that rubber spacer. Then the last step of the assembly is to close the loops and verify that they're fitting correctly. We put the bottom edge of the loop under the bottom edge of the stud and roll upward and in to close the loop. If they don't close easily, we might have a defective loop. If they do close easily, we're good, and this holster's done. On to the next one.